Hey everybody, we're talking about the resurgence of community banks and credit unions. In part one, we mentioned how it seems like we're going back to the 70s with the changes in behavior. I mean, people are going to drive-ins to watch movies, and recreational vehicle sales, and they're through the roof. Everybody's RVing again. We went over how the community banks and credit unions were able to step up and help consumers and businesses with stimulus payments and PPP loans. Now let's talk about digital transformation, or as I like to put it, the electronic banking industry wall. You ready for more? Stay tuned. What is this electronic banking industry wall you speak of, Professor? Well, it is digital transformation. What is digital transformation? I'm going to go with this as a definition. I'll give you a couple of definitions. Digital transformation is the use of new, fast, and frequently changing digital technology to be able to solve problems. It is about transforming processes that were non-digital or even manual to a digital process. Or another way it can be looked at is digital transformation is the process of using digital technologies to be able to create new, or it could even be to modify some of the existing business processes that we have in place to be able to help with customer experiences, to be able to meet changing business and market requirements. A great example everybody can relate to is probably cloud computing. I mean, why have data local and programs local when it can be stored in the cloud and accessed from anywhere? Definitely much improved from how I know I used to use programs and access data. Now I can do it from anywhere at any time. It didn't have to be at certain hours and from a certain location, or the risk of my data being lost because it was on a singular machine. That's digital transformation. But wait, what is digital transformation when it comes to banks and it comes to credit unions? While community banks and credit unions handled the massive increase in activity generated from the stimulus package and the PPP loans much better than big banks, it still required many hours beyond traditional banking hours. I know of many who actually worked through the night and even through the weekends. And it also called for all of this to happen in some cases by a very small number of employees. Of course, that's because there had to be social distancing in place, and they still had to make sure that they had secure measures in place. But they had to set up accounts, they had to process loans, and they had to distribute funds for individuals and small businesses accordingly. I mean, you still had to do everything according to the rules and regulations. All of this ultimately uncovered a digital gap that many banks and credit unions have today. A recent report highlighted that 43% of banking systems are still built on legacy programming language, COBOL. This caused a frantic last-minute search for people who know how to program in COBOL because it's actually a decades-old programming language. And that's not all there is. There's more to come because financial institutions, they're expecting to experience a flood of loan forgiveness applications, which really has the potential to be an even heavier impact than processing of the loans themselves. So without a doubt, the pandemic has shined light on the digital haves and the digital have-nots among banks and credit unions. In my opinion, it's imperative for community banks and credit unions to be able to offer digital banking capabilities, like mobile account management for individuals. And I'm a big fan of faster payment options. Faster payment options need to be there for small businesses and for the consumers as well. Wherever possible, I do believe there needs to be a cashless and contactless solution made available. And you can quote me on this one, as I truly believe that those that complete digital transformation, those that implement configurable core banking systems, that they will be able to enhance their overall account holder experience and significantly increase operational efficiencies. And the result will be that banks and credit unions will have more time to actually do what they're best at. What's that? Serve their account holders. And you know those new account applications? Well, those new account applications community banks and credit unions are experiencing, well, they're going to continue to experience it. I do believe that. We will see these financial institutions not only ramp up digital efforts, but implement more modern policies and procedures that will enable them to adapt to unique situations, that will enable them to be able to handle fluctuations in volume, and that will enable them to be able to fulfill account holder needs without exposing additional risk to the financial institution. I've already seen some of the headlines that are out there, some of the banks that are doing some things. Some rather large ones are actually making changes to allow for growth in the area of digital transformation. In fact, there's a headline, Eastern Bank in Massachusetts. They're a prime example. Now, while many financial institutions already have operations available in some sort of online capacity, they are realizing the importance of future-proofing their business in terms of cost, security, efficiency, and resiliency. There has to be a plan for it, though, or when something like this happens again, and heck, we're not even done with where we're at right now, you need to have a plan for what you're going to do. The next generation of digital banking, for those of us that need it now, needs to be in place. And the next generation of account holders, they're going to expect it. It's what's going to really be able to set them up for success in a hopefully soon to come post-pandemic world. So are we going to see a resurgence of the community bank and credit union? I think so. I think we're already seeing it. I love seeing what they're doing, and I just want to say thank you to all of you out there that work so hard to process those payments, those PPP loans, and those stimulus payments. If you want to make sure you don't miss any of our future videos, then go check us out on YouTube. You can subscribe there. You can also go to the paymentsprofessor.com website, where you'll be able to get up-to-date full courses, and they're all broken up into short videos like this one to help professionals like you succeed with the limited time you have available and not have to sit through a long, boring PowerPoint. We greatly appreciate your support, and if there is a video or a class you'd like to see made on a topic you want to know more about, then leave a comment on YouTube. Send me a message here on LinkedIn. Or you can follow us on LinkedIn, or you can follow us on YouTube too. But you can always email me, kevin@paymentsprofessor.com. We are here to serve and to help you by making education fun, entertaining, and engaging. See you in a future class.